Alright, so because of a popular demand in the comments on my last video, a lot of people wanted me to give out tips or show a lot of stuff pertaining to this team of Hazama and Adachi, aka the Jokers. So I decided to do that exactly. I want to show not just like the combos and stuff like that, but I also want to show what should be your game plan playing this team, the synergy, the block strings, mix-ups, you know, a lot of shit like that. And also, before I even go into that, I want to briefly cover the characters individually, because I do understand that there may be people that want to like learn how to play Hosmer, but don't necessarily want to pair him up with Adachi, and vice versa, which is fine. So briefly with Hosmer, he got severely buffed in this patch. In 1.5, they nerfed his mobility, as you can see, like it's really trash. But here you actually have cancels, basically face. So you can do stuff like this. And as long as you like press a button, you can press any button out of it, like that, you know, and bait shit out, just like that. It's so good. To compensate for his nerf mobility, he does have a lot of face now. He also has this move right here, which is I'm trying to remember. It puts it's just on my side. It will be 236 B, but probably facing over here will be 214 B. Yeah. So this move is new. It kind of replaced this move in a bit, which now is an input. Used to be C, but that got replaced by this. You can use that to bait it out. I don't really use this much though, because the timing to cancel out is kind of strict. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Button display. Yeah. So to cancel out, you see how I'm mashing? You can't really mash that shit out. You have to like time the window like that, you know what I mean? Like you have to wait for a certain window. As soon as the animation is over, then you cancel. So I'd rather just do this because you can do it anytime. It's more easier, you know. It's net play too, and you know it's net play. I'd rather use this shit. Yeah, I'd rather use that. He also has this, which you know pretty much is the. I'm sorry, that's my phone. Pretty much this is the easier version of this. It's its EX version, and you can cancel out of it anytime, you know, it doesn't matter. But it costs a bar, but you can do stuff like this, bait out shit like that, and you know, it's still a great tool, but you gotta have to spend a meter. I normally don't. I like to conserve a meter, but you know, there's always situations where your opponent might be starting to get used to this, so you want to do like this and then bait them out. You're still in the air and do it again, like probably like this, like that, you know what I mean? So actually there's a lot more with Hosmer that got changed. Remember how this wasn't a true block string? Now it is, because before you had to use an assist to cover it, not anymore. So this alone, and this is for overhead too, so this alone makes Hosmer's block string pressure more scary. Like they literally have to guess now. They have to guess low and have to guess high. They can't just DP out of it, only afterwards, of course. So yeah, that is a huge buff in my opinion, because Hosmer just like I'm going to show all the synergy and block strings later, but just to give you an idea, you can do shit like this. Oh, wait, I fucked up. Hold on. That shit is all true, as you can see. If it wasn't, she would have DP'd out of it. That's how insane the buffs are with Hosmer in this match. I think honestly he might be high tier now. I don't know, because I still feel like he has some really strong weaknesses though. But I definitely think that this buff really helped him out. Just amazing. I really love 2.0 Hosmer in this patch. It's really great. But enough about Hosmer. I think that's pretty much all you really need to know. Just that he has feints now, you know, to compensate for his lack of ability, you know. And like I said before, he actually has block strings now, so you gotta actually block and shit. Next up is Adachi. He's a new character, so this might take a little while to cover. Adachi has a lot of shit going on with him. I actually want to show off his assists. His assists are pretty good. This one can track actually. This one is pretty good. You see how he leaps forward, so it covers some decent distance. So you don't have to be like all up in the face. You can actually be like around here, and well, actually one hit, but still, it covers a good amount. Like you know, like that. You know, so that's pretty good. And then you can like follow up with like that. You know, so it's really good. And this is pretty good anti-air, pretty good range, and yeah. I think overall Adachi's assists are really good, and I feel like if you're playing this team specifically, you're going to have to run Hosmer as lead and Adachi as pseudo support, but you can still run it vice versa, I feel. But anyways, with Adachi, he has some really good tools that can combat zoners, which is this Zeodyne. He has the 236A Zeodyne version. It's much faster, but it's not multi-hit as much as like this one. But this one is the B version, but that takes a longer time to set up. But with the right setup, you can actually get some Okizeme shit out of it. So for example, let me disable the block. Let me disable the guard all and shit. So you can do shit like this. Hold on a second. And force them to a situation like that. Let me disable reverse action real quick. Alright. Then you can do like whatever, you know. So it's pretty good. I only recommend doing those kind of setups if they are low on meter or have no meter at all. If they have meter, I think they can just, you know, do a wake up and shit like that. Let's actually test that out because I'm actually curious now. So make sure. Yeah, okay, alright. We're gonna test that out. I mean, of course you can dodge it, but it's still gonna probably hit Adachi during that shit. So just be careful when using Zeodyne, the B version. I highly recommend you just use it for like no meter situations, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if they have at least 2 bars, maybe be careful. Depending on who you're facing, maybe they don't know the matchup, and maybe you can get away with it. But still, highly recommend just to not overuse it because you're just asking it, you know, super wake up body and shit like that. You know what I mean? So just be cautious. With Adachi, he has an attribute called Heat Riser. So as you can see, the particles around Adachi and a little symbol on the bottom left corner of the screen. This means that he has a buff in his overall attack power. I still feel like without it, he has really good damage though. So he can really get some good damage by himself. He doesn't really need the buff. Damage buff at all, honestly, but it's still good though for extra damage. And basically, to get that, let me just make sure I disable, because I have Heat Riser always enabled, so I just want to actually show how you get it. Any combo you do, like, God, I had it blocked. Sorry. Hold on. All right. So any combo you do into this Heat Riser, which is 214A, you get that. You get Heat Riser, but the catch is like every time you get hit, you'll lose it. But the cool thing about it is that if you swap, he'll still have. If he gets hit even while you're doing an assist with him, he'll lose it too. Yeah, as you can see, he immediately loses that shit. Sorry. Yep, just like that. Just like that. Assist or not, if he gets hit, that's it for Heat Riser. But it's not the end of the day because, like I said before, Adachi's damage is really good. This is all by himself without Heat Riser. He can get 10k. He can get 10k and more without Heat Riser. So Heat Riser is not going to be an issue if you don't have it. It's like pretty much a bonus for Adachi. Anyways, let's move on. Now he has this as a move. That used to be one of his specials. He has this as a move. Now that's a command grab, and I feel like that's one of the best command grabs in the game because it's so good. Right. You can do the teabag and shit like that and follow up. It's great. You know, I love it. He still has this move. Originally, this was his JC back in the original game, but now it's JB and it's still fucking good. Very good coverage. It's very, very good in the corner too as well. You can do it like space style or going in. You know, it's a great tool for neutral in this game, even though this game doesn't really have a neutral game, but but yeah, it's regardless, it's a great move. I think. What else he has? He has the sweep, pretty good sweep, fairly fast, and covers a decent amount, so you can like use this to like go in like that. Yeah, overall Adachi, he's really solid. I feel as a character. You can play him in like almost any team, I feel. The interesting thing about this team for me is that even though these characters You can both play them as lead. You know, they kind of both like point carriers. They can handle themselves, but they actually synergize with each other really, really well. I found out. I was very worried going to this team that this team will not be able to synergize well, but they actually do. They actually really do. And so we are going to go into the synergy and game plan of this team. I feel like having a game plan is really important with any team you're going for. If you don't know what you're doing with your team, then you can't really play at a high level in this game. I feel you gotta know what you're doing with this team. Basically, your game plan is to be annoying as fuck. You know, bait out stuff. Let them use rejects to waste their meter and stuff like that. That's really your game plan. It's just to be a dick, you know. Honestly, it's not a better way of saying it, because you're just being annoying. You know, you're doing every possible way to get in and shit like that. Usually for approaches, I usually use this assist, which is the 6P assist. Where I'm facing would be 4P. But basically, Adachi's forward assist, like I said, is pretty good for tracking. You can actually follow up too, like this. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on. Like that. You can do it like as an OTG and shit like that. And it can lead to setups like this. You can do active switch on it. It's great. I really like this approach. And I occasionally use this when I know my opponents are trying to like go in and they have a lot of meter, they want to get in and shit like that. So I pretty much try to like do that, you know, like try to like space it out, and just reset pressure, reset neutral in a way, and just get them up from my back. So yeah, that's basically the game plan, is just to be annoying. Alright, so for synergy, Hosmer and Adachi can synergize really well. Surprisingly, both with Adachi being a leader and then Hosmer being a lead. With Adachi, you can actually set up for like some Zeodine bullshit. After switch, you can do whatever. You can after switch, it's so easy, and do whatever you want. For cross combo, I usually follow up with this and do that. Pretty damn good damage. In the corner though, oh my god, it gets really nutty in the corner. I have to show you guys this. Let's set it to forward, because usually people in net play or any top level would usually try to take forward to get out of situations. Alright, let me just show you an example in the corner. And that is a safe jump too. So if they do DP after that, that is a safe jump. It's a fucking Blockstring, man. If you're using Adachi as lead, you can do stuff like this. That a cross up. And again, it's just stuff you can actually do and get away with because of the changes that Hosmer has with these properties. It's so great. It's an actual Blockstring. You have to cover it. What you're gonna do with Adachi playing Hosmer, you're gonna do a lot of like spacing out, like this, checking them and shit like that. Basically using Hosmer as like a bait to see if they're gonna do some shit. And if you're in a situation like that, you can do a cross up into like whatever. And you can do a bait like that, you know. You can intentionally delay it too, so you can probably bait out a DP, and then after switch immediately, and then you can get a free punish. Anyways, I think we covered enough about synergy and the overall gameplay of these characters. You're basically being annoying, like I said. So I'm gonna be quiet for this one. We're gonna cover the basic B&Bs. So this is like a mini combo music video now. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys watch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found this insightful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them. It's a lot of you guys, but I'll try. A lot of you guys asked me in the last video, so I just want to help you guys out to understand this team. But anyways, let me stop rambling on. That's pretty much it for the guide. If you like this guide, please share it to anybody that probably wants to learn these characters. That'd be very greatly appreciated. And subscribe if you haven't. I plan to upload more content for this shit. This team is so fun because I always wanted this team, and just to see how well they synergize together is just a blessing to me. But anyways, that's it. That's gonna be it for the video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.